Good morning everyone, DRBMiller here. Thank you all for coming to my Destiny 1 broadcast, and this time you'll be seeing the gameplay as Hunter. As you know, the other day I created a brand new character, and this was on request of many of my viewers. So they're quite curious what the Destiny world would look like if I played Hunter or Titan. So upon further discussions with a couple of my community members, we basically decided that Hunter perhaps was the best option, and I created a new character on Saturday, and as you could see, I'm already progressing up in terms of the levels and light and everything else. Well, I have to tell you that some differences were spotted more or less immediately. I could see that my Hunter was a lot faster, a lot more agile when it came to combat sequences. He was able to move quicker, had some absolutely awesome skills and new weapons. For instance, I noticed that now with the new pack I have a knife throwing ability, and that is particularly useful when combating certain enemies from very close range. Also, I noticed that the enemies attacking me during the first few missions were much harder than those experienced when played as Warlock. So that was awesome, very exciting, and indeed ensuring that Destiny 1 in fact, has always that great replayability atmosphere for everyone to come back and enjoy, even if you forgot about certain characters and situations, and providing with a lot of entertainment and quite a few challenges. Hello Goose, I can see that there are quite a few people coming in here on various platforms. It's great to see you. Thank you all for coming and being obviously a part of my community. Discussed yesterday with another community member, streamer, various other issues related to, streaming and presenting different games, and had a very fruitful discussion which was very lengthy. We exchanged views, we really looked at different kinds of stats, and we talked about the community. And I stressed to my friend how incredibly important the community is, and indeed the Destiny community out there, which appears to be so engaging, so supportive, and very serious about being a gamer and playing Destiny. As you know, this channel is treating all video games as a serious form of modern art, and I believe that video games presently are still not acquiring the recognition within the great art circles that they fully deserve. Think about it. 25 years ago, lots of graphic designers were working on other projects such as glossy magazines, architectural designs, landscape gardening. Today, 95% of those guys are working on video gaming. So, you know, things have changed. And you tell me, why should landscape gardening, architectural design, or glossy magazines be superior to video gaming? Absolutely not. And I certainly want to be dedicating my time to this kind of exploration, which is serious, which is fun, and engaging with community members and online gamers worldwide in a very supportive, friendly, and amicable environment. And this is what we have. So I hope you all had a very good weekend. Mine was very relaxing. You know that during the last week I was not having any morning streams. There were reasons for that. This is a new channel and a new entrepreneurial project, so it requires a lot of input, a lot of hard work through sidelines and various other outlets, and most of my time was spent on that, literally 24/7. I'm glad to see that the community on Instagram and Twitter is rapidly growing. People are reading the news, responding. I'm getting messages from other streamers, from other community members, on Twitter in particular. On Instagram, there is literally an avalanche of followers, and they all love concept art, which is being posted there. I have to say I'm a bit surprised, because I've seen other portals also posting some of the images from various games, and I guess perhaps they didn't have the same sense of direction or concept. But I can put you into the picture by stating some of the stats. The recent postings of concept art, which were from Destiny, from The Last of Us, and Destiny 2, and Elder Scrolls Online, had 10,000 impressions. And considering that this Instagram is fairly new, this is fairly formidable. You see, the vast majority of people that are looking at the photographs and enjoying concept art can see that I present a considerable posting per kind of per shot, if you want it. So usually about 20, 30, 40 images go up, and some people are not that keen on receiving that many images in one go on the news feed. So you'll get most of them following and watching prior to actually subscribing. But the actual interactivity has been very great, and I have to tell you, there have been quite a few people from Instagram coming to Twitch and having a look at the channel and wanted to find out for themselves what these games were like, and that was really awesome. I really love the fact that I had a couple of followers during the weekend that have come in literally after exploring Dragon Empire images on Instagram, my favorite graphic novel, which was created by Don Lawrence, and you know, looking at Mass Effect, and wanted to find out, well, we've heard that Destiny is somewhat similar, we want to find out the gameplay. Is it similar? Is it different? What is it like? And that has been absolutely brilliant. You see, connecting graphic novels with the fantasy world of video games is, you could say, purely natural and generic, because there is a link. We all loved graphic novels in the past, and we all kind of migrated from them to video gaming. In fact, presently I have 35 graphic novels in a sort of hardback book format, which I had acquired from a local library, and I will be taking some snapshots of them, and we'll be posting them obviously online. They are representing quite a few interesting trends in the current climate, which is present in the graphic novel industry, and you'll get some ideas. You know, the graphic novels such as, well, let me just quickly have a look and read out a few titles, just bear with us. We have Vertigo Crime, A Sickness in the Family. We have Fables, The Dark Ages. We have The Black Beetle, No Way Out, which is very similar to the original adventure tales of the 30s. Serenity, The Shepherd's Tale. Lazarus 2, Baltimore, The Plague Ships. That looks really exciting. Hellraiser, Red Thorn, Glasgow Kiss, and many, many other ones. I will be actually also starting a new DRBMiller gaming blog, and this is going to be like an online magazine with very brief and sometimes perhaps lengthy thoughts on gameplay, the streaming community, graphic novels. Some of you, I think it's a familiar fact that I have a very large entity dedicated to film industry. It is called Film Dialogue, and it has a very, very busy Twitter. Twitter, in fact, is the biggest hub of that project, as it presents the film fans from the world and industry members with hottest off the press news every day, the whole day. And if you are to go there, you'll see that I have 140,000 bits of news which have been posted during the last 5 years. So, well, this channel is progressing down that road as well, and I eventually will be comprising the works onto 2 channels, one dedicated to film, the other to gaming. But at the moment the gaming channel is taking off, and a lot of my work is obviously spent on this, which is highly enjoyable, and I have to say highly interactive. With the film channel I tried to do the same, and the interactivity was significant, but not as immediate as we obviously have it here on Twitch. And you can have a look at Film Dialogue blog, which is an online magazine with lots of articles and postings on film, primarily classic film, you know, the archive films which you see in film museums and places like we have in London called National Film Theatre or repertory cinemas. You know, the idea was to dedicate both focus and attention to films which have already gone into the oblivion with the great stars of the golden age of Hollywood and European films, and basically to unearth some of the treasures from the vaults. I'm also a member of various community film forums in London. We have a wonderful forum based at the Cinema Museum. So for all of you that are UK based, remember this, the Cinema Museum. It is an institution dedicated to preservation of anything cinema related. So not film related, but basically the exhibitors related. So you come in there and you have all these banners and statues and posters from the picture palaces, which have disappeared over the years. And we have a few left in London, such as Odeon Leicester Square. And, you know, some of those were used for music concerts for many, many years. Places like HMV Forum in Kentish Town, previously called Town and Country Club, Brixton Academy, National Ballroom in Kilburn, and, you know, many other ones. Grand in Clapham as well. All massive big palatial cinemas from the golden age of cinema. And when you come to the Cinema Museum, you will see that incredible number of items dedicated to that era, and really reminding you of what cinema viewing was like in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s during the war. If you're familiar with London, you will find out that the local area of Elephant and Castle was very heavily bombed during the war, so the vast majority of buildings in there were completely destroyed. But miraculously, the building where the Cinema Museum is situated had survived. And, you know, another kind of bit of trivia about the building, this building used to be called the Lambeth Workhouse, and in this Lambeth Workhouse there were 2 boys in the late 19th century and the early 20th century residing and working and attempting to really better their lives, because their mother became very seriously mentally ill, was committed to local mental hospital, and they had nowhere else to live or go. Those 2 boys were called Sidney and Charles Chaplin. So really, if you were to visit the Cinema Museum, you'd be able to experience all of that history, both of London and of cinema. In addition, the institution runs many events dedicated to film, television and graphic arts. You have many special events with guests. Many of those are already in their sort of very mature age, and possibly, you know, it is the last chance for them to be presenting some of their works and biography overall. And we also have one event, or one club I should say, called Kennington Bioscope, which is fully dedicated to the preservation and exhibition of silent live cinema. So what is silent live cinema? This is basically the exhibition of silent greats, the films made prior to 1927, and presented with music accompaniment. So there's always a pianist or small orchestra play music as we watch those films, and this is a wonderful experience. So remember, if you are a film fan, if you want to know more about the golden age of British cinema, if you are acquainted with silent screen, if you love cinema just overall, then do come and visit the Cinema Museum. The institution needs your support at the moment. They changed the ownership recently, the building wise, and they require as much support as possible to basically keep the building in their possession in order to run the museum. So remember that. I will do some postings on my forums as well. Film Dialogue had posted very much in favor of that petition and really had supported Cinema Museum literally from the word go. There's some absolutely wonderful guys running it, and all of them are volunteers, which means they all live from charitable donations. So remember that when you go there, when you visit, and also when you discover many graphic novels and film posters and rare lobby cards, what we used to call stills from the old cinemas, all on sale on the first floor of the Cinema Museum bookshop. So anyone who's a collector, do not forget that the regular fairs as well as regular events presenting you with this opportunity to stock up on your books, film posters, stills and everything film and cinema related. But coming back to the games, I can just hope that you had a wonderful Black Friday weekend. I had several broadcasts which were dedicated to the sales and everything on offer. We had unearthed some of the very best ones. If you go back to my Friday broadcast on Game Industry News, you will be able to see that some of the best offers were presented to everyone and some pointers given to what to explore. The offers are still available today on PlayStation Store and Xbox and I believe Steam, so definitely worth having a look and downloading everything which is for free, and that's been really presented in abundance, as well as purchasing some of the games that are offered on very, very low prices, particularly the games which are not brand new, and you could just get the entire collection and the entire franchise for literally the fraction of the original cost. So hope the weekend was productive, happy and relaxing. Hope you enjoyed playing your games as much as I did, and perhaps you've done a bit of jogging, a bit of swimming, a bit of exercise, just like I did. And now is the time to proceed with our Hunter. So let's crack on. Thank you all for coming again for morning broadcast. I never know how busy it is going to be, but as we are broadcasting for the entire planet, there are many different time zones worldwide, and frequently people who actually come during the morning hours are either European based or indeed people from very, very far, like Australia and New Zealand. And then later in the evening I get a lot of people from the US, and I have to say, guys, I love you guys. And you've been so supportive, but what happened was that our sessions were prolonged until quite later in the day, and I will have to balance out the broadcasting times in order to keep everything on even keel. So we'll have our morning broadcast back this week, and our evening broadcast will be ending somewhat earlier than during the last week. Right, so I've been talking quite a bit. We've been introduced to the news and to all the other niceties. We've heard a lot about the Cinema Museum. We heard a lot about the graphic novels. And Igu says, I got a few minutes before work if you need some help. Thank you so much, sir. Really appreciate it. As you know, I've started with the new character. It's Hunter. We are building this character's strength and power from the very beginning. And at the moment, I'm playing a single player missions in order to raise him to a certain kind of strength with his light, and it's been very, very good so far. There are some strikes in this process. Actually, I was surprised to discover that we had one strike as a part of the gameplay already after the level 7, I think it was, and then I invited a few people to come in, but right now it's just literally for the beginners. The request has been given by many beginners basically to use the broadcast from our archives as a kind of a walkthrough, and they can see how certain things are done, how things are progressing, how you infuse weapons, and you know, that sort of thing. So it's a bit of A to Z, and I'm able to do that thanks to you guys, because indeed you had taught me very early on how to really progress within my game, and I'm very, very grateful to everyone. Also, a word of advice to all the other viewers who are, you know, within the beginners pool. Online gaming is all about two things: connectivity and communication. I talked to my friend yesterday. We had a lengthy discussion, another community member, been good friends for a very, very long while, about how important it is when you are starting out to focus on the community and to build your community. Doesn't matter how big it is. Could be 5 people, could be 10, could be 3. But the connectivity and the communication which is happening in a live stream is then being viewed both live by everyone else watching, as well as to the archives by all the other people around the world whenever they want to access it. And they are then used as a foundation stone of any form of learning. You know, people like to learn about certain games. Destiny is quite a complex game, perhaps not on the level of Elder Scrolls Online or Bloodborne, but there are lots of things to learn, bits and pieces, and obviously when you learn those things along the way, you progress much faster, and obviously you save time. You know the saying, we all learned it the hard way. Well, indeed, that is the best way of learning, but in a massive game like Destiny, this could take months, and time's precious. So connectivity and communication for our community are basically the backbone of everything that we do, and it's highly enjoyable. I've had so many sessions where there were like 20-30 people here, and we talked, we played the game, we communicated, we got together for our strikes. It's just absolutely awesome, and it just, you know, raised the bar. You experience the whole activity on a completely different level from also a different perspective. So without further ado, we are going to proceed. We need to see, obviously we need to go to the tower. We've had some goodies during our last mission, which was a strike, and we need to be then decoding our engrams and strengthening our character. So without further ado, we are proceeding to the tower. What's the weather like, guys? In London, again, it's miserable. It's fairly dark and cloudy, drizzly, and overall fairly cold. Last night was, I think, around 0 temperature, but it felt like well below 0 in my area. Today again in the morning was very, very cold, so we really had kissed that long summer goodbye, and we've gone to this harsh polar winter. Snow up north already. Well, we might get some snow as well, but hopefully not before Christmas. Sekapupu is here. Hello, how are you doing? Good to see you. It's been a little while, right? I've not had my morning broadcast recently, so that's the reason, because I know you prefer to come in during the day, and you know, I've been busy with the news and the admin on this project, so therefore I was unable to broadcast. And in addition to that, my evening sessions, due to the high level of participation from the US, had also been extended during the night, and that's something that had contributed to the change, which is now going to be, you know, corrected again, I prefer. And very good to see you here during our morning broadcast.
Searching.
We've got one engram from our postmaster. We need to go to the master hall. Just a sort of brief word for Sekapupu. I'm presently playing a new character, and the reason for that is the request from my community. People wanted me to be playing either Hunter or Titan and then to compare, and so it's really geared for the beginners and to be used as a walkthrough eventually. So as you can see, I've gone to the very beginning and we are progressing very, very rapidly. The other character, my warlock, had come to 393 light, and I can only increase the light with him after playing raids, I think, and I still need to polish up my skill and get my crew together to do raids. I've done one raid last week on the invitation that came from the US, and that was excellent. You can watch that raid through my Twitch channel. I've cut it out and basically placed it on my highlights. The whole raid is in there from the beginning to the very end. You'll be able to see and hear everything. It was really, really good. The raid we've done was End of Kreuter, and it was very, very enjoyable. But I don't have my clan yet, so you know, jumping in and doing it with other people sometimes could be perhaps not as great, because what I did experience in raid was really orchestrated teamwork and people knowing each other and knowing exactly where they need to go and having a clear strategy, and that's something that one has to build over time.
Come on then, Guardian.
So raids for my Warlock are the next thing, and I'll have to really plan for that.
That looks very solid, Guardian.
We got this Cryptid 4/6, which is the new helmet. So let's have a look. Can we equip it? Oh, look at that. We have, that's 27 defense. This one, oh no, that requires level 11. It's 82, 49. What's this? 27, 43, 49. Let's take 49. Okay. And then 27 will dismantle. The 82 will keep for level 11. And 43 we are going to dismantle. So we're going up in light, as you could see. We have new armor, requires level 10. Okay, we'll keep that. That's 42, that's 32. Okay, we have some kit which does need better leveling. 37, 42. We'll take 42. Come on, what's happened now? This some dismantle. Weaponry. Some new weapons there. Fusion rifle, I hate fusion rifles. Shotgun, what's this, 35, 35, we'll put 42, that's even 47. Fusion rifle, I don't like fusion rifle, we just put it there in order to increase light. Then we have searcher, 42, 37, 17, okay, we'll put 42, increase light. And that's about it, I think. Let's see just if there are any perks. We have everything equipped, which is pretty good. And we are now ready to see if there are other people to talk to. It looks like our commanders need to have a word. It's expected, as we completed our first strike here as Hunter.
Not enough time.
And there we are, look at this, isn't that lovely? Let's just have a look at me. Nothing better than doing your own Instagram selfie in here, right? But you know what? I kind of prefer that hoodie that I could have had earlier. Hopefully I'll get another hoodie later on. I want to look a bit like Cade, you know, kind of significantly different to my Warlock. And also the way he's holding the weapon, you could tell he's a real hunter. He is no Warlock. Let's carry on. Oh, we have Ikora and Zavala wanted to talk to us. So is this Cade? Oh no, it's Cade. Let's see. Speak to Cade first.
Like what you see?
Part of the gunslinger. Talk to Cade. When you're in a fire team, think about your team. Snapping off golden gun kills is a great way to set up your mates with pretty little kills of their own. Go give it a go. See how much they thank you. Well, Cade, that golden gun is awesome, and I've been using it all the time, anytime my super was up. It was very, very effective, and it brought terrific results. Enemies were absolutely devastated once I was using it. So he is actually asking me to use it, but I've used it already quite a few times, so it's probably like an in-game reminder for people who haven't really worked it out. Thanks to my community members, I was able to do that. I did work it out. I was advised. and even during my Warlock days, which means I knew exactly what to do. So therefore, it's been literally, used for some of the spacey action sequences immediately. All right, Commander. Accepting.
I guess you got a good story out of it.
Create orbs of light. Generate 25 orbs using a golden gun. So we need a bounty for that as well, I think. He doesn't have any bounties, but it'll help.
All right, get on out there. Do something meaningful with your life.
Indeed, sir. Fear God, honor the king. Farewell. Good evening, sir.
Night watch.
The dream of the city is a fragile one, but today, for a moment, the death of Sepix Prime makes it feel attainable. Enjoy the start of your legend, Guardian, but now the hardest battles we face are those in the future. Indeed, sir, I was so glad to participate in the strike which destroyed our mortal enemy, Sepix Prime. Sepix Prime is no more. Fear God, honor the king. We have now some kit, and this kit is rather good. It's pretty good when you come and see a commander and he's giving you the kit which is upping your levels. With the Warlock character, all the kit offered by the commanders was actually on a lower level, so it made a difference. But obviously this is like starting from scratch, so it's no wonder that we are getting some of these extras and lots of brownie points. We are getting those boots. Let's see, Titan armor. We need Titan class. So because he's a Titan, he's offering the Titan armor. We are not going to use any of that because we are not a Titan. As you could see, we are a hunter. And right, look at the character. We have the boots. 60 defense, 42 defense. We are equipping 60 defense, going up in light 38 already. Well, that's about it. And we'll have a look still here. Look at the progress. Path of a gunslinger. Orbs created. Okay. Front lines. Reach level 10. Fine. Patrols. Okay. Against the hive. The Dark Beyond. Right, so that's the Speaker's mission. The Speaker has given us this mission and rewards the Speaker's writ and experience. I think this is the mission that we're going to do next. Against the Hive, the Dark Beyond. I have seen it already marked on our map. And these are just variations. Okay, before we do that, we are to look at the bounties, alright? The bounties here. I cashed up on the bounties already, so I think what I'm going to do, just to put in perspective for the beginners, the reason we collect bounties is in order to get some extra rewards and some extra kit. Once they're completed, we are being rewarded, so it's quite important if you're planning a mission to check out what bounties for certain missions are available, because you will be getting more points or more light or more glimmer or more something in the course of the cashing up process, and you will see that your bounty has been completed because it's highlighted, ticked off, or basically shining, and you'll be able to then proceed, which means you would complete the bounty and get the reward. So let's have a look whether we can get any of the bounties from the bounty hunter or from any other characters run here. We do know what the mission is going to be.
Stand firm.
Okay, so let's have a look. Is there anyone else who wants to talk to us? I think presently this is not the case. We have that one mission that needs to be completed. So that is going to be our first mission for today. As you could see, I had highlighted
The Traveller picked a winner there.
these bounties in here. The Shining Light requires just 7 more, and that's 7 more super kills. Super kills were done without Golden Gun, which has been so far incredibly effective.
Okay.
And I can tell you that the weaponry on Hunter actually operate quite differently to those in Warlock, and it does take a bit of time to adjust, but it's thoroughly enjoyable, as you could see. Right, so that is all completed. The bounty hunter is up here.
Very bad.
We'll have a word with him. That's Zander 9940.
Yes?
Let's see, he's offering. Get 30 precision kills. Yeah, we definitely want that. Earn 10,000 XP without dying. Right, we'll take that. Kills without taking damage. Right.
Confirmed.
Then Vex defeated, absolutely.
Updating schedules.
Hive Mages Ultras defeated, definitely. Patrol the Cosmodrome, yes.
Checking.
It seems to me that the bounties for patrols are a bit excessive. It's 100 patrols, which is going to take quite a bit of time. For all of you familiar with patrols, they are basically the missions which you get after you check the beacons there, and they take a bit of time. Some of them could be done quickly if the action is nearby, but there are some of the kill bounties or the boss bounties which will take you quite a bit of time. So collecting 100 is going to take a long while, and a lot of the gamers always advise you play 10 patrols and then you crack on your story missions and strikes, because otherwise they can become maybe a bit repetitive, you know. But you have always new enemies coming there, and patrols are a way of gathering your aiming skill, so you're polishing it up, and most importantly, you are always, after defeating the enemy, getting some items. I discovered that during my strikes, in most of them, I was basically not having many enough skeleton keys. And anytime you defeat the boss in your strike, at the end you're presented with a massive big chest. This is after you pass to level 40. And basically you get to the chest after that hard work, and then you can't open it because you do not have a skeleton key. So when it happens, the best thing to do is go and do patrols, because by doing patrols you will acquire some skeleton keys. So remember that. Remember that. Because patrols could be similar to strikes, although not as difficult. And once destroying the enemy, you'll be able to collect some extra kit and some stuff for your inventory. Skeleton keys are fundamental for your strikes. You need to have as many of those as possible. So do not waste them, do not delete them or diffuse them or do anything else. Discard them. Always keep them. They're very, very important. Right, we collected the bounties, and we know now that the mission is already outlined. We are going up in the orbit, and once we get there, we are going to be proceeding. I'm just looking at the messages that have been coming in. Thank you very much, guys. Unitasa Overwatch on Twitter for retweeting the broadcast news, and also a couple of other guys doing the same. Thank you so much. I love my community. Thank you for helping and thank you for supporting. Really appreciate it. And let's have a look at our next mission. The next mission is going to be on the moon, and as we know, it's called The Dark Beyond Level 7 story. We already have gone to level 9. Follow the trail of a guardian who went dark, searching for a way into the Hive Fortress. And that looks like a strike, because it said co-op should have 3 people. But what I like is that on this hunter, already that early, or this early in the game, I'm getting the option of impossible, right? I can't play yet because I haven't gone up in light, but impossible sounds like it's going to be really tough, and there are mission modifiers in there as well. So we are going to be looking forward to those difficult missions. But for the moment, we are off to the Ocean of Storms, which is on the moon.
We gave up the moon to keep the hive away from Earth. We hoped that would be enough for them. I used to look up here at night and wonder what the hive were doing, but the only activity I could ever pick up was hazy, like it was blocked or buried.
Look at this beautiful scenery on the moon, lovely cinematics, and wonderfully exciting adventures ahead. Looks like I'm having my face covered, so I'm quite curious.
A guardian came here searching for a way into the hive fortress, but he just disappeared. Let's pick up his trail. His last known coordinates are up ahead.
We'll track the guardian. We indeed need to be tracking his coordinates. Just want to see whether my face is covered now. Yay! That's what I wanted to see. Look at that. Now I am a proper hunter. Look at this. I mean business, my friends. That's amazing. I want to take a snapshot of this. There it is. Hunter in action. But you know what? I think this weapon in here may not really work too well in this environment. So let's see. Let's just crack on and walk forward. Not allowing summoned vehicle. Alright. Which means the enemies must be really close. Oops.
The Guardian's last report said he captured this old accelerator from an unknown fallen house.
From an unknown fallen house? But I need my sniper back. Don't want that fusion rifle. Fusion rifle. I've got plenty of fusion rifles. What is this? Yeah. Sniper rifle. And that's my rocket launcher. No. This is my sniper rifle. And we are going to simply do a bit of reconnaissance to find out if there's any enemies in there hiding anywhere. Always good idea to be proceeding with caution, staying in cover, running away from the enemy if intercepted in large numbers, and then hitting them really hard. It's very important to remain calm, you should never panic, and you need to be always switched on. So let's see, are there any enemies inside? So far we cannot see any. But I can assure you there will be some. Okay, so look up here.
Some of this equipment shows recent activity. Had to be the Guardian's ghost.
Hacked colony equipment. This needs to be hacked. Okay, deploy ghost. Sekapupu.
He was looking for the remains of an old colony base. Not too far. Maybe he's still there.
Sekapupu is saying that you can also get skeleton keys from Siva's Crisis Strikes. Indeed you can. Indeed you can. But you know, I've played many Siva's Crisis Strikes. 6 on average per night. And and none of them, not a single one, was providing me with any skeleton keys. I was provided with chests, and there were no skeleton keys. So there you go. Depends on the strike, depends on the night, and you know, lots of different factors in there. And to collect my precision strike bounty. It's a bit overly close range. In fact, with my hunter, I'll try out different weapons, you know, compared to the Warlock, where I was using just snipers and automatic rifles. In here, we'll use fusion rifles and we'll use guns quite a lot. Sakapupu says you can only get skeleton keys from strikes. I thought I got some skeleton keys from my patrols as well. But perhaps I'm mistaken, you know, I stand corrected if that's the case. Very quickly change my weapon. Not bad. I need my automatic weapon. Sakapupu says you will get a skeleton key from the Nightfall as a reward, always. Indeed, I did acquire my skeleton key from some of the Nightfall strikes, and I usually played one a night together with one of the other community members. But considering that I was doing quite a few other strikes, you know, it was just me not having many enough skeleton keys when they were really needed. Do 6 strikes, that's 6 chests. And maybe I would get just like 1 chest from 6, so the 5 would literally remain there unopened, and that was slightly frustrating. So I'm always looking for opportunities to get skeleton keys. Obviously, doing the Nightfall strikes is one of those, and doing the other strikes if they grant you a skeleton key. But I'm quite certain that in my latest patrols I got some skeleton keys as well. You know? I was able to get them there. I'm quite certain. I'll review that on my videos, because one of the other community members asked me, one of the community members from the US, he said you need to do some of the patrols to get skeleton keys, and I've done them, and on that level, which is with 393 light and 40 level, it was possible. So maybe it works out at a certain section of the game. I don't really know. You know, I'm learning as I'm going along, really. If you say that the patrols will not provide me with skeleton keys, maybe you're right, but my recollection is that the other night I was able to acquire at least one. And we are proceeding in order to defeat our enemies, but as you can see, I'm failing at the moment. I'm doing something wrong. I broke a shield, which is good. finally I was able to resolve this cat turn. It's causing me so many grey hairs. Okay, so the enemy incoming. Actually quite strong, considering this is right at the beginning. Or maybe I'm just having really poor quality weapons, I don't know. Looks like they're gonna kill me if I don't run away. Where are the other animals? I should say beasts. I don't want to be disrespectful to animals. You know? Four of them jumping me here. This is slightly unfair, right? So let's see, I'll use my super and then my golden gun. Where are they? Where are ya? There. That was pretty good. You see, golden gun is absolutely awesome. Reminding us of James Bond, right? Anyone seen Man with the Golden Gun?
You can grab your Sparrow now. We're linked. The colony base he was looking for should be on the other side of the ridge.
Oh. Igu says, once you have 3 characters, you'll be able to grind skeleton keys by doing the nightfall with each one. There you go. Sikapupu, you could hear. Igu says, I need to really build my 3rd character as well, and then every single time when I've gone to the nightfall, I'll be able to get some skeleton keys. So obviously this is a recipe for my future gameplay, because once I bring my hunter to the top level, then we are going to be building Titan. And then with 3 characters, hopefully there'll be a lot more joy with those skeleton keys. Because, you know, it's not just about collecting skeleton keys, it's more about being able to claim reward after tooth and nail battle in there with the enemies. And I have to admit, because I've played now very many strikes, those which were heavily modified were very difficult. I've seen for the hunter character, before proceeding to any mission, I'm getting this option saying impossible difficulty. Well, I've played some of those and they really were extremely difficult even when we were 3-piece. So, you know, the game is full of really all sorts of challenges, regardless of how long you played it, or, you know, regardless of the style of the character. But that is what makes it exciting and replayable. I have to say, I've never been bored with Destiny. For a split second. I played patrols and sometimes had different enemies, and the same thing was happening in strikes. Always exciting, always interesting, even if you were playing strikes all night long. Oh, doesn't. Did he die? Oh, good. They're fairly mighty in the sparrows, I have to say. Fairly mighty. And I am fairly feeble, weak, incapable. Regardless of the fact that I'm your hunter or warlock. It seems a bit not as strong. There he is again. Well, I better run because you see, I should have said it twice. I don't know what to do. Maybe I could hit him with a sniper from the distance, you know? We'll have to see. So what's this? Oh, I see. This is where I was. Oh, that's good. Bullseye. Bullseye. I know what I'm gonna do. Rocket launcher. See, that was good thinking. And then the other one as well. Literally got 2 rockets for those monstrosities there. Come on, show yourself up. Oh no, that's something else. Super. That's awesome. My golden gun in action. Lovely. Lovely. Well, it's not possible not to fall in love with that golden gun, I have to say. Thanks to Mr. Ian Fleming. Any James Bond fans out there? Anyone watched the old Roger Moore flick? Man with a Golden Gun. Remember that one? The idea is taken from there. And if they deny it, they're not really telling us the truth. Super. Quickly need to check my messages. Some other people are coming in. What is going on? Well, at the moment, nothing is going on but me running. I'm trying to get ahead. Oh, there's another event in there, right. Come on, leg it.
This is where he was headed.
Where is this event? Where is the event? Up here. Alright.
If you're game, I'm game. do this. I hope.
This weapon is not really particularly powerful, it has to be said.
Well, we got most of it. Good work.
Gone. Couldn't use my golden gun. Alright, so that's completed. What did I get here? Nothing. Right. More enemies in here, look at them. Got him. More enemies than here. Where are they? My hunter is rocking. No need to come in here by the looks of it. Nothing of significance is hiding in this facility. But where's that other guardian that we're looking for? Oh, he's gonna be up there, possibly. Sniper! Up there. 200 meters in closing, 150, 150. Shanks are dangerous and you need to eliminate them right from the start. If you don't, you get killed from behind. Tough. There's another servitor up there, look at it. Yep, servitor's dead. Or gun destroyed. Alright. Hunter attack with his knife. Look at that. Got him as well, but he's really deadly. 4 arms and 4 sabers. Or dagger, I think it's more like a saber. Come on, where are you? I see we need to go up there. Okay. All these tricks which I was taught by my community members, you know, like his jumping.
Looks like he set up camp here. Let's see what he left behind.
Fast forwarding. All sorts of good. Any more? Possibly. For a ghost.
His notes. They're all about a place called the Temple of Crota. It's not far from here. Sounds like a death trap.
Find the Temple of Crota, and we know how deadly it is out there. So Temple of Crota already an early mission. My goodness, that's gonna be fun. Let's see, we may need to bring in somebody to do it together with us. Well, we'll have to see. It's likely to be a strike, don't you? So many missions, you know, in the game. I keep forgetting the details, but never mind. The details are not really important. It's the gameplay, right? Okay, no enemies. People ask me, say, how on earth can you play this game for 5 or 6 hours standing? And I tell them, it's easy. Much easier. Ridiculously bad. Right, that literally bang on. Good job, I remembered my sniper. And the servitor was instantly destroyed. So the Temple of Crota is the next thing that we need to do. Look at that. I didn't really throw this grenade properly. Alright, my friends, I think this will be a Sparrow run in here. What's this? Sekapupa says, bye-bye. Well, thank you for coming and watching my broadcast. Really appreciate it. Thank you for your tips and for your help. Can you tell me, are you playing Destiny 1 or Destiny 2 at the moment? Because last time we spoke, you were doing Destiny 2, I think the tournament and some raids. How are you progressing with Destiny 2? You completed it?
The ground here is hollowed out for miles. Who knows what's happening under your feet?
Indeed, who knows what's happening beneath our feet. Sekapupu says, I'm on my computer right now. Cool. You playing anything on PC? Because you know they're offering Destiny 2 for free. In fact, you could just download it last week. It was a long weekend, about 5 or 6 days, I think. Destiny 2 downloadable for PC.
I think we found the temple.
Thank you for coming, and see you later, Sekapupu. Indeed. Thank you for your help, for your advice, and, you know, thank you for everything. And for being here, for coming back to a broadcast. And,
Up ahead. Guardian down.
teaming up with my community members. I think last time you were also teaming up with one of the guys to do a raid, remember? Hopefully you guys hooked up eventually. Temple of Croita. See if the ghost can revive the Lost Guardian. Don't think the ghost can do anything in here. Oh yeah. Oh no, the Guardian had died. That's just too sad.
There's nothing left.
Not even the light. Where's his ghost?
So where is his ghost?
We may want to move back. We've woken the hive.
Oh, we've woken the hive.
I'm picking up the dying light of a ghost. Inside.
I did actually complete this, so the enemies are dead. So that's good. We have some new kit. Let's have a look. Anything good? No, that needs to be recorded. Hang on. 4260, no, out. We're on this. 48, it's much better. 47, much better. And this one, much better. You see, this is one of the things I learned during my wall of gameplay. Do not keep any unnecessary kit, and what we're going to put in the vault is basically your legendary and exotic weapons. Everything else needs to be dispensed with. So that's what we are doing, and obviously when we do that we get some glimmer. 42, 35, sniper rifle. Hang on. .47, that's good. Automatic rifle, I think. Needs to be decoyed. Alright. So that's pretty good. We are done and dusted. And we are carrying on. They all burn. Still don't have a perk, I don't think. Let's see whether I have or not. Better control, triple jump, higher jump. Double jump, higher jump is the one I need. I don't have it yet. So with the high jump I can't do anything. What a mighty gun, eh? Oh, level up! Level 10.
The ghost is dead, but I can still read. Preparing to invade Earth. We need to stop them.
We've gone to the Temple of Croita, but we cannot complete. There's no access. So go back to the tower and have a chat with the speaker. So this is what we are to do. Hang on. Okay, we got that. 1-on-1 kills, 4 deaths, precision kills 11. So that's not bad because I got this bounty for my precision kills. We'll have a look. And I think we probably are going to be able to cash up. We'll see, we'll see. Yeah, the Shining Light Vanguard bounty is complete. So we are going to do that. Let's have a look. All looking very good news. I have to say that today is again very, very cold in London. I've got my heating on and everything is hunky-dory, but I just feel this cold draft coming in. So what on earth is going on? temperature dropping outside again and perhaps getting some snow? Well, I don't really know, but it just feels like really, you know, like wintry, like late autumn, winter. So from very warm weather we've gone to the polar air, which is absolutely no fun. Circle of life. Precision kills with throwing knife, reduce cold and balance cooldown. Okay. What's this? Swarm grenade. Let's try the swarm grenade, just for kicks, right? To see what it's like. But I have to say that the incendiary grenade was pretty good. Trip mine grenade as well. Okay, trip mine's not too bad, but we want this explosive device to be used as frequently as possible. 52 defense. Awesome. So we need to see, what's this? 32, 42, 47, 62. Oh, 32, 52. We are going up the ladder, my friends. What's this? Rocket launcher jester. Magazine of 2, magazine of 1. Alright. Out of the way. Progress our quests against the hive. Go to the speaker. And talk to Cage. Ah. So, oh, look at that. We had completed 2 bounties. That's pretty good. We had completed Fast Striker. Kill 30 enemies without taking damage from them. Yes. Up the ladder with our rank. And then we have here 30 super kills. Completed. Again. Because we are upping our rank in here by doing so. Yeah, skill. Cosmodrome, hunting the exalted. Defeat 50 Vex. We've not really come across any Vexes yet. 10,000 points without dying. And what's this one? Defeat duty models. Vex mages ultras defeated 10. Right. No, not too bad. Not too bad against the hive. We need to go back to the tower and then we need to speak to Cage. Okay, we've done that already. It's a bit of a silly glitch. Hang on, maybe I'm missing out on something else. Oh, I am missing on something else. Witch's Fire Fusion Rifle. Crowd control. Kills with this weapon grant bonus damage for a short time. Okay, we enable that perk. One of the things I kept learning as Hunter, doing it bit by bit, because I was a bit slow with my perks, but once I learned how to use them, I became a lot more mighty. One thing I keep forgetting every single time is to use my inventory with, you know, the special ammunition and heavy ammo. Since this, I don't know why, but I just have to remember when I get to the new mission right from the beginning to have a look and enable it if appropriate for a certain type of enemy. And I keep forgetting, I keep checking everything, which is my usual drill, and that I keep forgetting. Well, old age a lot. Off to the tower. Stand by. faster than light, they would say, as you could see here in this wonderful cinematic sequence. I can't wait to really get my advanced ships. They kind of look and feel better than the older type which I'm using at the moment. But never mind, still useful, still flying, still transporting, still getting from one place to another. Is anybody playing Star Trek Online? Are you doing teleporting in there? This is what I want to know. And do you like the game? I've got it installed on my PC, but I've not really played much of it. Is it as enjoyable as the people tell me? I like those big space operas, you know? Mass Effect, Destiny, Star Trek. Love sci-fi. Yeah, the good old sci-fi. Right. We have some stuff to collect, I think. Oh no, nothing from Postmaster. But we'll go to Master Rahul.
I have a minute.
Aha! We have some engrams to the code.
Well chosen.
There we are, there we are. Cloak of Apsides, and there was another weapon in there. Cloak of Apsides. 50 defense, 40 defense. Absolutely, yes. We want 42 defense. And what was the other thing? A weapon. 50, 37, 32, 17, 50, 42. Pulse rifle, right. What's this hand cannon in here? Duke. Oh, the golden gun does it a lot better than Duke. Right, so that's completed.
Always a pleasure.
But I keep forgetting that I have plenty of money. And that's thanks to my warlock. Right, so let's talk to our gunsmith. Maybe we can have some goodies in here. Let's see. Oh, we can purchase some weapons from him. That's pretty good. Ah, he wants level 12 for the better weapons in there. Field test as well. Level 38. But we can maybe get one telemetry.
Okay.
Then we're taking that special ammunition and that one. We need to use our money a bit because, you know, no point of keeping all that money stashed up. No need, really. What else do I want?
Keep us safe.
I want to go to the bounty hunter. So he's got any other bounties for us? Hopefully he is going to have some. Going. Just doing it the wrong way, going the wrong way. He's up there. He's not there. What am I doing?
Looking lost.
Yeah.
For Ms. Levante.
There.
Checking for available bounties now.
Checking for the available bounties, yes. But I actually have got everything that was possible.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, my sir. Farewell. Farewell. Fear God, honor the king. And we are to go down to the lower deck. Talk to Cage.
I am not the monster here.
And it looks like we need to talk to Zavala as well, right? Or not? Oh no, I remember we need to talk to
You're looking
Traveller.
for something.
To the speaker. To the speaker.
How do these look?
Sometimes when I wasn't stuck in this tower, I'd go to the moon and look out across the horizon. Just think about how beautiful everything is out there. Then I finish my reload and cap the reaver I'd been holding at bay with my knife. Ah, the better days. So let's give us some better gear. 50 defense, cloak or the reef runners. I think
Interesting.
I've got another cloak which is perhaps a bit better. Let's see here. What's this? 51 defense. Leg armor 42. Let's have a look what we've got. Leg armor 60. Alright, so we are kitted up. So in here we have 47 defense, and in there we have 50, and that is 50. No, we can do either, it makes no difference. And return to vendor. What could we have? 42, 43, 54. You already said we had 60 on that one. So is that 40, 54 and 42.
You bring back some stories, Guardian.
54 and 42. Yeah, so that's all good. We got everything. Zavala. Does he have any bounties?
Be ready for more.
He doesn't have any bounties. Ikora, any bounties?
Here we go.
No,
Watch
that's all we
yourself.
know done. And now we need to go to the traveller. No, to the speaker.
Sea's getting antsy.
Let's do it.
They must be preparing for something.
Will you listen?
We need to go to the speaker.
Hyderabad ruins.
Wait a minute, is that the way? Or not? Yeah, it is, yeah. The speaker is up there, in that library, which is up here. There he is.
There was nothing more you could have done.
The speaker, voice of the traveller. So,
Every moment we hesitate,
let's
the
have a look.
darkness comes closer. You must act. Your silence is no... You've done well, Guardian.
Oh, thank you, sire. Your kind words are greatly appreciated. The Hive, awoken Guardian. We must learn their purpose, their plan. I have studied the records with the dead ghost. I can't find a place with the Hellmouth, a place called the World's Grave. A great library of Hive knowledge. Seek it out. Find the truth. Indeed I shall, sire. I will find the truth.
Very good.
So it's the new step, the World's Grave. Enter Hive Library on the moon. Right, so basically what we'll do is we'll do this mission and then we'll call it a day for this morning broadcast. Perhaps a bit of a shorter one. And then we'll carry on with our evening broadcast, which is going to be lengthy. And we'll carry on with our hunter. It's just, you know, it just feels really active and enjoyable when I'm revisiting the game from the beginning, playing as a new character. You'll recall playing Elder Scrolls or the other games. We have several characters, and it all looks very different when you are basically looking through another pair of eyes, get different skills, different abilities. And I have to say, I've not played Elder Scrolls now on streams. We'll carry on as well. Perhaps we'll have a shorter stream for Elder Scrolls, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours or so on a regular basis, because I need to build my character and move up the ladder. And it's just the community was really fairly quiet for the stream so far, but it's very lucky because I'm at the beginning. Elder Scrolls is a very, very big community, very, very popular. Lots of people playing it every day. So I need to really engage with the community there as well. And I love Elder Scrolls, Oblivion, Skyrim, and Morrowind. Absolutely wonderful games, and very immersive and beautifully remastered and polished up for PS4 and Xbox One usage. Just absolutely loving it. Right, subclass. Hunter's Cloak. Hunter's Cloak, Hunter's Cloak. I can't get any of this because obviously I'm not
May
there
your
yet.
actions keep us safe.
Speak to gunsmith to collect reward. Wonderful. We definitely want another gun. So off we go. Thanks to the speaker, we are going to be collecting another reward.
Welcome home, Hunter.
Thank you, sir. I bid you farewell. Fear God, honor the king. Now we are off to this other section. Let's see, where is he? Oh, he's up there.
Hey, Hunter.
Hello.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for something exciting in my life.
Yes. Good time to come.
You fought bravely on the moon. Select a reward. So we have shotgun, sniper, or fusion rifle. Well, needless to say, I'm taking a sniper, but I just want to see what my sniper's like at the moment. 35, right? So definitely the sniper coming in. He is going to be more powerful.
Held one of these when I dropped on Vesta.
So that is
Can't
great.
believe they still make them.
Indeed, sir. We are going to use the sniper on our mortal enemies, and we'll put it into very, very good use. So let's have a look. 40, 35. What's this? 62. Well, maybe we'll just put that fusion rifle back on. And this one we'll get rid of. What's this? Sniper rifle. Oh, definitely don't need that. And then we have 47. What did I do now? Don't tell me I just deleted my sniper. No, I didn't. That was 47. Was it 47, that one? No, it couldn't be. Couldn't be, because this was a better weapon. The 37. Oh, suddenly, yeah, a lapse of concentration, and I nearly dismantled my best weapon. There, it's absolutely ridiculous. And this perk still enabled, so that's good. Fine, we are ready to engage.
Careful out there.
Off to the orbit, and we are pursuing the next mission, which is finding out more about the dreadful and very greatly hated The Hive. In no time our planets are all going to be showing in here, but at the moment we've still not gone that far, so there you go. And in here, because we are literally at the bottom of the ladder, we can't do most of these things. As you could see, there's nothing in there. What's this? Siva Crisis Heroic, level 42 strike, and just build our character to a certain level and certain strength. The world's grave, Ocean of Storms on the Moon. Descend into the Hellmouth to a hive library from which holds ancient secrets they have ripped from Earth. Right, so off we go. Level 8. As you could see, they are offering the impossible level later on, so that's pretty good. Can replay the character from the beginning and try impossible. Stand by, my friends, and advance. There we are.
There's got to be a way to
Off
find
to the
out what
moon.
the Hive are planning. That ghost we recovered found a library in their fortress called the World's Grave. It's said to hold everything they know of Earth. If you can get us down there, I'll steal all I can. The World's Grave is deep in their fortress, but according to the ghost we found, there's an ancient knight who protects it. I can lead us to him, but you'll have to face him to find the grave.
Okay, so we are going to find that knight, and we are going to be using the vehicle. Rock and roll, rock and roll, rock and roll. And an early death, reason for which is quite simple. Incorrect weapon equipped, remember that. In this game your automatic rifle is your bread and butter. So, Marshall, and then grenades. Ooh. What is this? Another sniper. Fusion rifle. Yeah. No. That is not the perk I want to use. These incendiary grenades are better, from what I could see instantly. So we'll go up here and we'll snipe them from there. No. More difficult. Oh. Nasty, nasty. Okay, that's good.
Look out!
So where's the vent? So where is it going to be? Hang on. Up here. Okay. Come on, hurry up.
This could be bad.
Okay, with the boss.
Defend the war set. Nearly attacked my friendly. It's ridiculous.
We can do this, I hope.
Still a bit more.
Keep on. Got it. Good work.
Okay, got all the goodies, so that's good. Gold tier achieved, which is good. So all done. All done, my friends. All done. All done. Scavenger. Picking up ammo reduces the cooldown of your grenade and throwing kills. Yep, we won that. And what else do we have here? We have this spec, which is increases the amount of automatic rifle ammunition you can carry. Of course, we won that. And then we have another perk on the boots. In fact, 2 perks. Upgrade, increase defense by allowing this armor to absorb more damage, increases the amount of scout rifle. Well, we got everything equipped. 62 defense now. And that's another engram. Okay, got another one. Another 52, 82 defense. Awesome! Awesome! I am invincible. And that's this engram, right? So we need to carry on with this mission, right? And I think we need to get in there. Sniper! Handgun! Out of the way. And he moves out of the way. Headshot. What's that enemy? 12 o'clock. Didn't hit him head on. Missed him. Shoot from the hip. I missed him. Okay, this time I didn't miss. But let's see, where else do we need to go? Oh, it's down there. Back to that fortress. I fortunately caught him, but it wasn't really a very good hit.
The hive really tore into the moon. Filled it with all sorts of chambers and catacombs.
All sorts of chambers and catacombs. Oh, I see. Need to follow the path. Right. Did I get this back or not for higher jumping? Ah, trip mine. No. Still didn't get triple jump. Higher, hang on, what's that? Engrams. Engrams! Plenty of those we are getting.
It's a whole necropolis down here.
Certain is. Hang on a minute, that's not particularly good, is it? That's a witch in there. Which is precise and hiding when my weapon is mounted, so you could see. Hmm. Have to wait for that super to load, and then we'll hit them with our beautiful golden gun, which is for sure going to do the job appropriately. Now let's try the sniper rifle yet again. Okay. That needs to be a headshot, my friends. This did it. Super does it. Any weapons in here, any ammunition, anything we want to collect? Not really. Not really. All came too quick and I was asleep and therefore I'm dead and deservedly so. Right, that beast in the distance needs to be hit first, right? Oh, they're there. Alright. Ah, this servitor. Okay, neutralize that. That's pretty good. This witch is so powerful, look at that. Headshot, headshot, that was excellent. whether I completed some of the bounties. Quite curious. Yes, I did. I completed this bounty. No, I didn't. I did not complete that bounty.
The night is near, and it's powerful. But this knight holds the key to finding the grave. We'll have to kill him.
Indeed, we'll have to neutralize the knight. Captain Jack is here. Hello sir, how are you doing? Good to see you. Indeed, I'm back to my morning broadcasts. My evening broadcast will be somewhat shorter and sort of brought forward, so I don't really end up, you know, the streams ending after 3 in the morning. It's been a good day so far, very good day indeed. We had plenty of fun in here, playing my hunter character, progressing forward rapidly, lots of contributions from our community members. Absolutely hunky-dory. A good day so far. The only thing is, in London it's really cold today. We are progressing towards proper wintry weather, polar air, you know, like really, really freezing. So I don't know what's going on, but it's definitely no fun. And it's drizzly. You wouldn't expect rain to have such cold weather, but it's like a cold rain. Miserable. Fortunately, I do not have to commute, so I'm spared the niceties of roid rage and everything else. So generally a good day. Now I want to try a headshot on this switch as well. Because the other headshot worked. And maybe golden gun in here will be better, we'll see. Ah, fantastic. My super does it. Wonderful. Super does it. Super does it. Yeah. Melee does it. Super does it. I've seen something flashing from behind. The knight is there. Not really. Okay. Oh, thank you, sir. I'm so happy. Fantastic. Can I also ask you kindly maybe to leave a comment or two on that video? Because a lot of people watched it and they didn't leave any comments. And, you know, it's just nice to get some comments to get interactivity with other guys looking for raids and that. Because, you know, lots of people here have come and kind of teamed up for raids through my channel. That's for the English-speaking world. It's funny, isn't it? Hunky-dory, mate. Hunky-dory. All right, governor. Cool, blimey. You know this. This is your Cockney. I don't speak Cockney, but you know. It's the expressions we use sometimes. Hunky-dory. Hunky-dory. Well, you know, I can say hunky-dory, happy house, squared away, depending on how you're pursuing it. You know, if we talk about military games, we'll say squared away. If you talk about sci-fi, we'll say hunky-dory. I guess one expression per game, right? Or per style. Look at this. Horrors are unraveling, and I'm chatting away instead of neutralizing those beasts. Thank you very much for watching the raid. I've had quite a good response to Instagram. A lot of people have seen that slide, and then they, you know, came back with a few comments, and oh, it was awesome. I have to really get the clan together, and then, because from what I gather, it's so important to be literally doing proper teamwork, everybody knowing exactly what they need to do, having clear positioning, that sort of thing. But, you know, we'll get this in order. Similar to The Division and all these strategy games, really tactical kind of shooters. That's the idea. But, you know, I'm still enjoying this, and I've gone to the Hunter on some requests from my viewers, and it's been absolutely great fun so far. I can see the difference in the character, both in the use of weapons and his abilities, so it's been really awesome. And it's funny because I'm replaying the game from the beginning, and it doesn't feel repetitive at all. It's almost like playing a completely new game, and that's really terrific. Who is so deadly in there? The knight. Didn't hide but kill me. Argus says if you raid next weekend, I'll be free during the day if you need help. Fine, fine. I think what I'll do is I'll probably have to plan for the raids and have to ask some community members to do it together with me. So, you know, I have to come up with a plan, because I'm obviously new to raids, and I've seen the way they were done, and I have to say, you've seen the video, right? I was really impressed with the guys. They were like really organized and really supportive and knew exactly what to do, and they were absolutely terrific. I really treasure that experience. There's nothing better than coming in to a very supportive crew. Do you know, like in the army where you get in a squad, when you get like really supportive buddies in there, it's all squared away in minutes. If you get in and, you know, there are some guys who are really unpleasant and really want to, you know, rub it off on you, then it's trouble. And it just simply works like that. You know, like any teamwork is like that. It's buddy and supporting and showing the ropes, and obviously protecting your back, which is most important. Watching my six, let's say. Okay, that's resolved. So let's see what else. The witch. Some animal or some creature in there. That was... Oh no, all of them are there. Look at that. Too bad. Yeah, I've done that. Hide. Regain life. Argus says, yeah, raids are all about patience and being organized, which makes it really fun. Absolutely. I think that's literally the kind of pivotal achievement of the game. You know, when you get to that level, it's like really enjoyable. And then everybody's waiting for that weekend. I think that's the reason as to why the weekends have been so quiet with my broadcasts. Well, not every weekend, you know. Most people are doing raids on Saturdays and Fridays, and therefore they're not really watching other guys or participating, and I just figured. Captain Jack says, those guys were really chill. I'm glad you found it. Well, in fact, they found me. It was the other way around. One of the guys watched my streams for a while, and then he came in and said, you know, we think you're ready for a raid, and we'll choose the one which is the least difficult, which is Crow to Send. And they literally prepared everything for it. It was astonishing. I was so happy. It was a bit like the old Halo cruise, you know, when you come in and everybody is just completely squared away and really chilled, and everything is just as it should be. Yeah, and I really recommend that team. If you want to play raids, approach them. The usernames are on my Instagram posting and on Twitter posting, but Instagram's probably clearer because there are fewer postings than on Twitter. So just go there and have a look. The screenshot of the raid with the names and the score is there, and you can just approach any of those 5 guys. They're terrific. And approach the team leader. The team leader is the main person who approached me. He does come in frequently, you know, sometimes on chat and throws in a few comments and that. But they're really your Destiny veterans, and they're really interested in raids. That's the bread and butter. Aigu says, yeah, my first raid was a mess. We didn't know what to do. It was a little stressful. Well, it was a bit stressful for me as well, but my friend, you know, from America was literally positioning me 100%. He said, you need to be here, you need to be there, and you need to have rocket launcher, you need to do this on my command, do that. And that's just ideal. It's just, you know, tops. And even when I made a mistake in there, I nearly got killed, and then I had to look for, you know, the means to which I could respawn. And they were like really patient, although the time was ticking. The raid was done on timing. And it was great. I loved it. Nothing better. It just made me so warmed up for more raids. And just like we said before, doing more raids will mean getting better kit and upping. Excellent experience, and it's very interactive, and you know, it's really cool. I'm glad also that the sound was recorded, because sometimes, I'm not sure whether it's YouTube or Twitch, they just block the incoming sound, and I've done it on that party, so everything was fully recorded and people could hear what everyone said, and that's fundamental for, you know, any kind of replay, because when you watch it, you want to hear the instructions, you want to see what's going on. So that was very, very good. I'm very happy, considering the channel is very new, you know, in terms of its Twitch longevity. It's been a very, very busy, interactive community, and lots of very helpful people. I've had a couple who were causing me some concern, but it's very easy to deal with them. I was literally probably less than half dozen, so like maybe 2 or 3. But, you know, these people are in such forums, and basically we have the means to which we can literally expose them and make sure that they not really ruin our experience. And I don't really know as to why they are even entering some of those discussions, because evidently there is a punitive element that, you know, these portals run for anybody who is inappropriate. I can't help them, really. We want to focus on positivity, on fun, and most importantly on learning. That's the bottom line. Do you know that in Japan they were conducting some thorough analysis for, well, I think it's one of the companies dealing with sort of psychological tests, and they discovered that lots of young people who were playing PlayStation on everyday basis, but not in abundance, but, you know, an hour here, an hour there, maybe 2 hours, were really, really focused and disciplined, and they applied that focus and discipline to the schoolwork and other activities. So when compared with those people who were not playing PlayStation games on a regular basis, there was a massive discrepancy in terms of order, focus and discipline. I'm not sure whether every gamer is like this, but certainly it does say something, you know? And also they were exploring the community and how it worked, and it was just altogether a very encouraging data coming out of that research. But I can tell you certainly that for long streams, if somebody is doing gaming for 5 or 6 hours or so, it's very important to have breaks, and also not to stretch it until the minute when you go to bed. because I'm not sure whether it is a nerve reaction or whether it's something to do with the visuals or screens, but I think probably a combination of all factors. It is affecting your optic nerve, which means you're highly stimulated. It means that you're very alert and very active, and that itself maybe is a component which is bringing achievements with younger people. You know, you're highly active, highly energized, you want to achieve, you're disciplined, you know your boundaries, that sort of thing. Because to complete a raid, you have got to have that, right? You need to be disciplined, you need to be focused, you need to be organized, you need to be structured, you have a good team, you need to talk. If you're overdoing it, you're too tired and then you're failing, right? It's just the basics. Right. Onwards and forwards. It's funny, you know, because when I started with the game first, I really struggled, and now on the second character, and after playing Warlock for, 2.5 months, it just seems like really easy, knowing exactly what to do, and using controller and everything else. It's just absolutely awesome. This is what you call learning as you go along. It's funny that you've had that teacher saying hunky-dory in there. I had a teacher always saying, everything you said to him, say, excellent, excellent. You tell him, what a terrible day, excellent. What a gross misconduct, excellent. Oh, you're wonderful, excellent. You're an idiot, excellent. So it's just hilarious. Whatever you said, he'd say excellent. It was just almost like a parrot, you know? Teachers can be funny. Like, funny peculiar. And being in school was definitely not my jazz, I tell you that. Was it? Was like a math teacher? Or English teacher? What was he doing in school? Or PT teacher? So we are coming to the night, I think. The night. But you know what? I'll have to hurry up because I need to have my dinner as well. I always have my dinner between 4 and 5. And if I'm delayed, then there's no dinner. And that's no fun. More enemies. Look at that. Expressly resolved. Oh, he's not. Oh yeah, he was. Alright. Oh, history. I see. History. I had some really good history teachers as well. And you know what? We share the same interest. History is my bread and butter. I'm an avid fan or a dedicated scholar of history. Modern history, that is, in my case. That would be anything from the Industrial Revolution onwards. And particularly the 20th century. You know, from 1914, so to speak, or 1901, or, you know, right from the beginning. Well, from the First World War, probably onwards. Well, no, from 1895 onwards, 1890. That is my kind of turf. And I'm actually blessed to be living in, you know, London, and we have so many different libraries. And places where we can really explore history with the documents and books and everything, and it's really wonderful. And I use several. I use British Library, I use the British Film Institute. Hang on, I need to get out. quickly get out. Yeah, they're coming back. What is this? I just got away. Don't come back. Yeah, what I want to say is that I use a lot of research facilities. And they're absolutely incredible. You know, you go to King's College Library, or you go to the BFI Library, or British Library, or you go to Westminster Reference Library, which is in literally in the town centre. They have really many documents and books which can be studied by anyone who's interested in history. It's absolutely amazing. Oh, are you? Cold War. Fantastic. I have lots of documentaries on Cold War and everything from kind of 1945 to 1991, inclusive of books and, you know, all sorts. In fact, in here, don't know whether you're familiar, but we have a very big history museum which is dedicated to the history of armed conflict. It's called Imperial War Museum. It's in South London. In fact, early in the podcast, I talked in this broadcast, I talked about the Cinema Museum, and that's a fantastic institution which is also based in the same district, which is called Elephant and Castle. It's South London, and they're literally very close to one another. And you know, the Cinema Museum is literally a stone throw away from Imperial War Museum. It's funny because the Cinema Museum used to be called the Lambeth Workhouse. It was one of the Victorian workhouses where you had children from impoverished backgrounds basically having somewhere to live and then having somewhere to work, because children worked in those days. And Charles Chaplin and his brother, Sidney Chaplin, they both lived there during the time where the mother was placed in Bethlehem Hospital, right? It's called Bethlehem. And that hospital was at the time stationed in what is today the Imperial War Museum. You know, it's in the same district. So it's quite interesting. A bit of trivia about you know, that part of town. But the Imperial War Museum has very good exhibitions, both permanent and temporary, that are dedicated to the history of armed conflict. And very frequently the temporary exhibitions are very remarkable. So it's definitely worth checking Imperial War Museum online. Sometimes they have some sections, you know, published online as well, and also with the social kind of networking forums. So definitely worth checking. And you said Ted Turner's Cold War documentary series is arguably the greatest documentary. Yeah, it's terrific. And I can tell you that I was attending, I think, maybe a couple of events which were run by the British Film Institute with one of the greatest American documentary makers, Ken Burns. You know the director Ken Burns, and all of his documentaries are accessible through Netflix. The Civil War documentary, the Cold War documentary, American history, you know, all the Roosevelt's, all of that. He's terrific. You know, I was there in those forums where he was on stage and interacting, and his knowledge of history, his passion for fact is astonishing. You know, he's literally on the level with some of the leading kind of British historians and British documentary filmmakers, absolutely the tops. And his documentaries are astonishing. They're really good. I was always recommending those documentaries to everyone. You can also access my film dialogue forum. I have a very large portal dedicated to film, and there is some information on Ken Burns and documentary, depending on what comes in, you know. Don't know what he heard, but Bernardo Bertolucci died last night, so it's a great loss to the film community. He was 77, and he was quite ill already for quite some time, and he was a very good friend of one of my mentors, and I attended lots of you know, live events with a few of them together, and that was just very sad news. He was a very influential European film director, and he made some phenomenal films in America, like The Last Emperor, for instance, which was absolutely spectacular and really it was actually a British-American production, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Jeremy Thomas produced it, the British producer. So very sad news. We lost Stan Lee, who was 95 last week, and then Bernardo Bertolucci. You know, the media community really mourns those monumental figures that departed. We could say that Bertolucci departed perhaps a bit early compared to his contemporary Ennio Morricone. Captain Jack says, Burns' World War II documentary really tugged at my heartstrings. It really showed why it was the war to end all wars. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a very good one on Vietnam as well that he did. Very good. You know, there's a lot of footage, and what's very important with such documentaries is the actual commentary, which is based on historic fact. And that's frequently not the case with many documentaries. They're literally just used as, you know, the platform propagandist views, whatever. But when you are attending forums with some of the best world's historians, like what we have in Oxford and Cambridge, and, you know, you come to the lectures, you really get into this historic fact perspective. So it's so objective and so clear that there can't be any manipulation or lies or anything, you know, that sort. And that is really incredible. And we have lots of these, you know, public events with such guys. And they can be accessed on the internet nowadays. A lot of these conferences and interviews on stage are filmed. You know, people do them on their mobile phones. And I'm astonished by the number of those. So one can, you know, if not living nearby, can simply access them through YouTube. Captain Jack says, I think Burns is so great because he really interviews a wide variety of primary sources to really paint a vivid picture. Absolutely. And you know what? As you were mentioning the World War II series, I would also recommend you to view, if I'm not mistaken, they have it on Amazon, but it may have to be purchased. I'm not sure whether it's a part of Prime or not. One of the best series ever created on World War II, which is called World at War. It was the BBC production, or was it ITV? It's either BBC or ITV production, but Laurence Olivier was the narrator, and there are about 20 episodes. The reason it is so important, they've done it in the late 60s and the early 70s, and basically it included the interviews with all of the protagonists who were still alive then, you know, on all sides. And the documentary evidence was astonishing, because this was probably the last opportunity to talk and film many of those guys. That is really worth checking out. Together with the documentary you mentioned, it's absolutely the tops. World at War with... I'll actually get some details and I'll send you the details. You'll be able to access. I'll send you a private message on PlayStation. You'll be able to see it. And they sell it... Yeah. You've seen it, yeah, fine, yeah. But they still, we can still access them on box sets, which were released and remastered on DVD. And I have the special edition with some extras, and they're really absolutely awesome. You know what? I have to persevere because I don't want to end the mission before completion. I have to get my dinner as well. I'm running a bit late today due to, you know, what I've been doing earlier. So. Well, I mean, if you are a great fan of history, then I take it that you also like military and, you know, strategy games, which are on PC. Hearts of Iron and, you know, similar games. They're very, very good. They're offering Hearts of Iron, the big kind of, you know, the battle chest, for about £13 during this weekend. Maybe it's still offered today, I don't know. Worth checking. That's Hearts of Iron 4. And, you know, the Black Friday sales. So really good really lots of good prices in military games, because they are quite expensive otherwise. They're usually topping like £30-40. But during this weekend, you know, there were lots of good prices on them. I was really examining all of them. Can't believe I missed it from close range. Such close distance, I missed him. Get to the boss and... Captain Jack says, yeah, my parents got me the Cold War series as a graduation gift from college a few years ago. Well, that is terrific. Wonderful. This was a terrific series. And you know, I have also the book which accompanied the series. It's a big illustrated book they released. Yes, it does. It does, yeah. We have lots of second-hand shops in London which sometimes have those box sets, and presently, because they had informed the industry that no longer will they be making DVD recorders and DVD players, the prices of DVDs are now massively dropping, and you can buy lots of DVDs for as little as 20 or 30 pence in CX, which is the major retailer for second-hand software in Britain. And so the prices are dropping. But if bought new or in a, you know, like highbrow type of shop, then indeed you'll pay a lot of money for it. But at the end of the day, if you're buying software, it's probably always the best purchase from a reputable store or new. You don't want any scratches or problems. And then we have obviously the streaming services which provide everything, you know, nice and easy. So oh, there we are. It's finally the come to the destination by the looks of it. Okay. No, I don't want to die yet. Oh, that's the knight. Alright. There I got. The witch. No. Captain Jack says Gorbachev has not done any interviews. He's been pretty reclusive in his later years. Absolutely. He actually did present us with a few interviews as he was given this award a few years back. And this was at the Royal Albert Hall. So you can dig this up on YouTube. But otherwise he's been completely recluse. This was the Life Achievement Award. Or was it the Human Rights Award? I can't remember exactly the details, but this was a few years back. It was held at the Royal Albert Hall. It was very, very good. It was a very interesting event. He's very old now. He's in his mid-80s, I think. Late 80s even. My sweeper to go up, and then I'll use my golden gun on this beast. Okay, so that's that. So let's see. Where's the witch?
This is the key to the grave. I know where we're headed.
Find the world's grave. Nice.
This should lead us right to the grave. The world's grave, not ours.
Not to worry, I'll have a look at it and send you some links if you find it.
That's it. There it is.
Now we'll come to the end. Okay. Oh, missed him. Oh no.
When I break in, they're going to come after us. Make sure you're ready. There's so much. They've broken the Bekenstein limit.
Okay, I've got it all.
Cool.
There's unbelievable stuff in here. The Hive have seen thousands of worlds taken by the darkness, and they've been seeding Earth for centuries, waiting for their gods to return. I'll warn the city. Let's get out of here.
Captain Jack says, I thought it was pretty impressive you got Black Hammer, your first character run. That was the gold weapon in the year 1 of Destiny 1. Well, thank you so much for your kind words. I think that is all down to my teammates and to the clan that was running it. They were absolutely awesome, as you could see, and I really treasured the experience. So that's the reason as to why, you know, I was able to get it. And it seemed like nice and easy, really. Keep your eye out for the Celestial Hawk Helmet Exotic. Turns your golden gun from 3 shots into 1 shot, but that 1 shot does crazy damage. I have to write this down. It is a Celestial Nighthawk Helmet Relic. Relic, right? Exotic. No. I read it wrongly. Celestial Nighthawk Helmet Exotic. Indeed, I will keep this in mind. An unbelievably powerful one, obviously. Alright, my friends, I have to go and have my dinner, which means we've come to the end of our morning broadcast. Thank you so much for coming, for watching, for participating. I thank you all for your comments and views and for your interactions. Online gaming is all about connectivity and interactivity, and we want to see as much of that flowing in our sessions as possible. I will be back later in the afternoon. In fact, I could say for our evening session, which will start roughly around 7 o'clock, and we'll continue with our Hunter character and the Destiny 1 world. So on that note, I wish you all a very, very successful, happy, peaceful and enjoyable gaming afternoon.